This is Indumati. I'm the teaching associate. I'm working in SRM University. And today's webinar session is about the data visualization. So the power of visualization in data science using Tableau. So first, in this webinar session, my objective and the agenda of this session is, first, I would like to give you the impact, uh, why we need such kind of visualization representation. Even though we have a lot of programming languages and we have the impact on, we have the important power, like Python, we have no. So a lot of modern languages are there. Even why do we need this kind of visualization? Because a lot of machine learning techniques and deep learning techniques are available in order to understand the raw data and all. But then what is the need of this kind of visualization in data science? So the role and importance of visualization is very, very important. So I just wanted to motivate you towards this data visualization role. Okay. So these are my agendas, like visual abstraction for clarity, and we can reveal the patterns and relationship by performing some data exploration and the data explanatory analysis. And after doing such kind of patterns and all, we can able to tell the stories through the data. Okay, so that is what our the third step. Sorry, and the third one is the next one is decision making catalyst. So the final part is about demo. I would like to give you the demo of some visualization, how to create a visual representation using Tableau, and how to how to download the desktop version and all. Okay, so during the demo time, I will explain all those things. So before going to that part, so let me discuss about the motivation towards visualization. Okay, so regarding this, I mean, I hope you all able to see my screen, right?
Yes, ma'am, it's visible.
Yes, yes, yes. Okay, yes. Okay, how do you, I mean, what kind of insights you are getting from this raw data? I can say this kind of information or this data is as in raw data, yes? I'm not getting any answer from you. Yes, what are you getting any kind of informations or any kind of inference? Are you able to infer anything from this data? Yes, yes, what? No inferences. Very good, Naveen. It is not much descriptive. Very good. Yes, fine. So that is what our intention here. So this kind of raw information only as a data visualization or the, I mean, if you're a if you're in a role, then you will get this kind of raw data only. Yes or no? Yes. So from this data, from this raw data, you are unable to get some kind of insights and all, right? So the next important thing is by observing this data, I can see features like okay, I'm having one feature like date. Yes, the date of release, date of release. So this could be considered as my first feature, and this is a song name, like what first song one, song two, song three, and song four, song five. Right. So I have in this data raw data, I have 5 columns and 366 rows. That is 366 instances are available, which consist of 5 rows, 5 rows. Sorry, 5 columns in the sense which contains the information about 5 songs. Okay, so during this time period, the first song, I mean, how many times the song one has been played, and how many times this particular song has been played during this particular date and time, month and time. Okay, so similarly, the data has been derived, and this kind of what this kind of raw data we will receive. Yes, so are you able to do any kind of insights or inference from this type of informations? No, right? Because even though you can do some descriptive analysis. What is descriptive analysis? Descriptive descriptive statistics. We can find the mean value, we can find the standard deviation, how the data are spreaded. So that kind of insights, I can get it from some descriptive data analysis. Yes or no? Yes. So, yes, Aman. So by converting this kind of raw data, by converting this kind of raw data into visual representation, visual picture or visual representation, you can get some yeah, you can get some kind of information. Yes or no? So that is what our motivation towards this webinar. That is how we are going to discover the data from the raw data and using some about we can convert this kind of raw data into some kind of visual representation, and which visual representation is more effective for this kind of data and all. It's a very what again, it's a ocean you have to learn. Okay, so I will give you some brief introduction about this and all. Okay, so this is what the motivation towards this data visualization part. And can you see by seeing this visual representation, are you able to give some insights? Are you able to get some insights or informations? The same raw data has been converted into this kind of this kind of graphical representation, so or a visual representation. So what you can do here? What kind of, okay, I will explain. See, uh, uh, based on based on the data given, based on the data given, this like this is like kind of a line chart, no? This is a kind of line chart, no? Because in the previous data, that is in the raw data, I can see in the raw data, sorry, in the raw data, I can see some date. That is, whenever you could find this kind of date or month related informations or columns, I can state that this data is a temporal data based on time, some time series, or based on some time or date. It depends on some time period. We can convert these informations, right? So that kind of analysis is called as temporal data, right? So here I have converted during 2017 Jan month. I mean, the first data, the first song has been released. This date is on release date. Okay. So, for example, this if S1 song one was released on 2017 Jan, then what is the, I mean, how many times the song has been played by the by the customer or whatever. Okay. So this blue color is for this blue color line represents song one, and this orange color is a it is for song two, and the green color is for song three, and we have and red color, this red color, no, song four, and I have some purple color here, violet, that is song five. Okay, so this line, meaning which this point represents the release date of the song. Yes or no? This point represents the release date of the song. And similarly, this point represents this release date of song 2. And this is for song 3. And this is for song 5. And this is for song 4. Likewise, I can easily understand without putting any cognitive load. Okay, without putting any cognitive load, we can, without putting any cognitive load, we can understand our even without spending any single word of word towards your end user. The end user can understand that this kind of, okay, this is what the start date of my song one, and this is what start date of song two. Likewise, I can get it. And by observing this kind of chart itself, I can state that song two, that is Despacito, will get the sudden bump during this period, during 2017, from May month to July. During this period, this particular song too got a sudden bump. No, that is more popular. I can state that song two was more popular on this period. During this time period, the song two was more popular. Yes. Similarly, I can state that this blue color line was more popular on. It is more popular on this particular because peak is higher, no? And the popularity is down here because the peak is low, no? Okay, so based on this information, by observing the visual representation itself, I can get some kind of inferences, or I can derive some insights from this visual representation instead of using raw data. Can you agree with me? Yes. So that's why that is the power of visualization. That's why we need a visualization, visual representation. Instead of by using this kind of data, I can implement some machine learning algorithm, whatever. You can implement some models and all, you can understand the trend and all, no issue. But if you are a technical person, it is you can understand the difference of raw data. You can understand what is descriptive analysis, what is chi-square test, what is A/B test, what is the meaning of hypothesis and all, right? Yes, if you are a technical person, you can understand these kind of technical jargons, and you can understand the meaning of those words and all, and based on that, you can infer something. You can understand something from the raw data. But as a end user, if I am your boss, I don't want. I mean, it is not necessary that your boss would be a technical person, right? So for end user, or for the audience, you should provide the better and effective visual representation based on their need or based on their objective or requirement. That is the motivation towards the data visualization part. Okay, so this is one kind of example. And the second example I can give you, this is the another example. So see, after providing this kind of motivation, we will directly jump into the what a formal definition and the need and necessity of some what a data visualization part and all. And then after that, we can directly move on to the Tableau part. Okay, so don't worry about that. But the thing is, you should understand what is the necessity of this kind of visual representation. Why should I need this, right? So, okay, by observing this visual representation, can you tell something from this visual representation? What kind of information you are getting this? If you are if I am a presenter, if I'm a presenter, I'm just presenting this kind of visual to the audience, your audience, no? So are you able to grasp anything from this visual? Are you able to grasp anything from this visual? Yes or no? Leads, conversation, yes, yes. Okay, data is about ticket bookings, yes. Okay. The general information only you can get it, right? Yes. Jan month receive and processed times. Yes, yes, very good. Naresh. Yeah, Jan month received and processed time is processed ticket is same. Fine, super. I can ticket booking, the month pick in year. Yes, yes, you can get that kind of information. Suppose I will give you the scenario. Okay, I will give you the scenario, one scenario. Then after getting that kind of information, after understanding the case study, you just tell me whether this kind of visual representation is effective or ineffective. You have to say yes or no. Okay, so understand that this is you're a team leader. Okay, so you're a team leader, and you have 10 members in your team. You have 10 members in your team, and during the Jan month, you have received 160 tickets. You have received. Your team received. Yeah, yeah, Lani, wait, just wait for 5 more minutes. I will give you the scenario. Okay, I will give you the scenario and I mean, what is the objective? Then after that, you can just tell me whether this is if NF2 represent your objective need or not. Okay, okay, yes. So, okay, fine. So initially you have 10 team members. Initially you have 10 team members on I mean, during the Jan month, you received 160 tickets. Okay, this blue color represents ticket volume received, and this red color is about ticket volume processed. Okay, and uh, on the same month itself, whatever tickets or issues received, queries received, those queries or tickets have been processed. Okay, and for February also, 184 tickets received, And here also 184 tickets received. But March 241 received, 237 processed. That is only 4 or 5 only 4 pending tickets. That is not a big issue, right? And for during the April month, you have received 149 and you have processed 148. Only one ticket is pending here also. And May also 180 and 81. Okay. And after this, are you able to see this difference? After this, so meaning which the case study is about from Jan to May, your team member size is 10. Okay. During the mid of May month, 2% were left. 2% quit their job. Okay. Then now your team size would be 8 only. Now your team size is 8 only. But during that period, that is during the May month, you are not interested to place or you are not interested to accommodate 2 more members in your team, so that you just leave that part and all. Okay. So after some time, that is from on time goes June, July, August, September, October, November, December. In these 6 months, your team member size is only 80. Obviously, you will get a lot of complaints from your team members based on their workload and heavy pressure and all, right? If you see the ticket received and processed count, you can easily understand this. That is, June month is 161, processed count is 150, and here 132, processed count is 123, this is 202, and processed count is 156, this is 160, this is 126. So the processed ticket line or count was uh, decreased gradually. Yes or no? Decreased gradually compared to your received one. Yes or no? Yes. So the exact information which you want to communicate to your HR person. HR person is this is your HR is your audience. Let us consider your HR is your audience. Okay. As a team leader, you are going to present a PPT, or if you are going to present this kind of information, meaning which I need 2 more resource person in my team members, because I have a deficit in my team members. So I need to complete my ticket volumes. I need to increase the ticket volume processed count, so that I need 2 more members, because from May month onwards, we have only 8 members in my team. That kind of information. So this is what your objective. You are trying to you are trying to convince your what you are trying to project your details to the HR person. That is here HR is an audience. Okay. So now you just tell me whether for this kind of scenario, whether this graph or this visual representation is sufficient or not, whether this representation is effective representation or ineffective representation. It's not more effective. Yes, I will repeat the question again. You're a team leader. Okay, you're a team leader. You're going to present your idea. You're going to present your objective to the HR person. Your objective is what? I need 2 more members. I need 2 more members in my team. Okay. So by seeing the visual representation, your HR is not a technical person, right? Yes, but your HR is not a technical person. By seeing this kind of visual representation, your HR doesn't get any kind of idea. Yes or no? Yes or no? So that I declare that this kind of representation is ineffective. This kind of representation is ineffective. Just observe this visual representation. Just observe this visual representation. Yes, Aman. Yes, Aman. You're correct. Instead of this kind of bar chart, this would be better, no? This is very effective, no? By seeing the visual itself without even spending a single word to the audience can get some information. Yes, Aditya, you're correct. See, ticket volume over time. That is during the Jan month. By seeing the graph itself, I can understand that during the Jan month, this blue color and gray color line, blue color dot blue represented processed ticket. Okay, and this light gray represent is for received ticket. Okay, this is received count. This is processed count. So during Jan, Feb, March, April till May, till May, whatever tickets have been received, or majority, all the tickets have been processed. By see, because the lines were overlapping, no? By seeing this visual itself, by seeing the visual representation itself, by seeing this part alone, your HR could understand that, okay, there is no deficit, right? After May, that is, I have given one reference line here, right? I have included one reference line during the May month, which represents two employees will quit during May month. Okay, so this is a very important keynote here. After that, if you're observing the trend line closely, you can get this this gap. You will get this kind of gap, right? That is, received count is 206, but the processed count is 156. Okay, after relieving two employees, your workflow or work the workload was overdue for the other rest of the members, right? So they couldn't process effectively. So 202 and this is 156. So this kind of gap I can analyze. This kind of gap I can get it from this kind of effective visual representation, meaning which, so in order to overlap, in order to maintain the proper proper visual representation, in order to maintain the quality of this team, I need two more members to sort out this issue, this gap issue. Yes or no? Yes, if I add two more employees, I can obviously give whatever I can even work better. No, my team members will work better, so their workload will be reduced. So they will be processed. I mean, they will. I mean, whatever tickets received, all those tickets will be processed in an effective manner. That is what you are trying to communicate in your to your HR. By seeing the graph itself, they can understand that, okay, for this kind of team, I need to accommodate, I need to give two more resource persons. Yes. So this is what we are going to do in your data visualization. I hope you all understood motivation towards data visualization, why we need a data visualization, because data visualization involves in a, it's not like a visual representation. We are not just like converting the data into a visual, but the main thing is you have to convert the raw data into a more and more effective manner. Okay, so you have to convert your data into a more effective visual representation. Then only you can get some insights, not some insights. You can answer your query. You can answer the audience query, right? So as a presenter, you should understand the audience need. That is what very important and first step. Okay, you should understand the need of your audience. Your audience is HR, no? So for this particular audience, you should narrow down your problem statement. You should narrow down your problem statement and be specific with your objective and create an effective visual. I mean, this kind of bar chart is also okay, but this is not for an HR, right? This is not for a HR. So in order to tell, I mean, your visual representation and selection of different graph would vary with respect to your audience. That is very most important point you should remember. Okay. So this is the motivation about your data visualization. I hope you understood why we need this kind of visual representations. Yes. Thank you, Shall. Shall I proceed? Okay, fine. So this is like an formal definition of your data visualization. Now you can easily correlate with this technical words. See, data visualization. Sorry. So data visualization is the use of visual representation. Use of visual representation to explore. The first thing is you will have a lot of, raw data, right? You will get a raw data and you have to explore the data first. And then you should make sense of the data. And then you can communicate the data to the audience. These are the formal definition of your data visualization. So this definition was provided by data visualization experts, Stephen Few. Okay. And I can state that the process of turning information into a picture for a specific purpose. Please pay attention. This point is very, very important. You are turning your raw data or raw information into a picture or visual representation for not for a general purpose. It is for a specific purpose. From the raw data, you can derive so many questions. You can derive so many questions. You can get so many, you can answer so many queries, okay, from the raw data. That is very, very important, okay? And why do we visualize data? So these are the important points. The clarity and understanding. That is in order to get the clarity of your data. Okay, so we couldn't understand the raw data initially, right? That is very, very difficult to understand the raw data because so many instances and so many columns or features have been presented in my raw data. So I'm unable to get a clear picture of my data. Yes or no? If you are having yes, Saksham, I'll send through Guvi. Okay. So the first point is clarity and understanding. So the data visualization provides a clear and intuitive way, okay, so that you can understand the complex data set. So it is, uh, raw data is nothing but it's a complex data set only, right? So for a simple data set or minimal size data set alone, you will get a minimum of 300 instances and a minimum of 5 or 10 columns, right? So in order to understand such kind of complex data, the data visualization will help you to get the insights, right? And the next thing is in general, humans are naturally inclined to process visual information, no? So more efficiently than raw numbers or text. By reading text or by reading the raw numbers, humans are naturally inclined to process the visual information. That is one point. So that is the main important point. That's why we are converting the raw data into a visual representation. Okay, so visualization can reveal the pattern and trend and insights that might be difficult to understand from the raw data. So in the previous example, uh, we couldn't get the trend or pattern, and we couldn't understand the pattern over here, right? But seeing this graph itself, I can easily state that during this month, from May to 7, this song 2 was very popular because due to this hike, by observing the sudden bump in the graph, sudden bump in the line, I can immediately state that during this time or during this period, song 2 was very, very popular, right? So in order to understand the pattern, we need a visualization. That is what the first point, okay? And the communication is what? Visualization serves as a universal language. Anyone can get it. I mean, by observing the visual representation itself, you can convey a lot of informations, right? For that also we discussed one example, no, right now, and it makes it easier to share insights and findings with others. Others in the sense the others is nothing but the audience or end user. That's it, or stakeholders, or it could be a general public. Okay, and you can identify the anomalies. And I hope you all are from data science, right? Data science, and I hope you all know about the machine learning concept and all, right? Can you hear the word called Yeah, no problem. Or you have you heard the word called outlier? Yeah, BTech CSE, very good. Okay, outlier. Yes or no? Outlier. Do you have any idea about outlier, or do I need to explain what is outlier and all? Okay, fine. So this spotting anomalies is nothing but let's take for example. Okay, uh, let's take one data set called iris data set. Iris data set. You have a iris data set in your hand. Okay, in your hand, and I have some features like this is flower data set. Yes, Akshan Chaudhary. It is a flower data set. In that you have some four or five features. I'm not sure. That is petal length, petal length. Okay, petal length, petal width, and sepal length, sepal width. Okay, sepal length and sepal width, and you have a category. Yeah, okay. Some category like whether this is we have three flowers, three types of flowers. In this data set, we have three types of flowers. Yes, Tanisha. So basic flower. Well, let me take this flower one, flower two, 50 up to flower 50, and then floor 51 to this is all these are comes under floor type 1, and this is floor type 2, 51 to 100, and then 100, 101 to 150. This is floor type 3. We have three types of flower in my data set. Okay, and for example, if the petal length ranges, length in the sense 4.2, 3.5, 6.5. So at the maximum, you will get the again 4.2, 3.5, 6.5, 4.2, 3.5, and then in the last data itself, if you encountered some values like 150.1, 150.1. Is it I mean, by observing the data itself, because we have only 150 data set, we have only 150 instances. So by observing, by opening the Excel sheet or CSV file, by observing the value itself, I could say that this is anomaly, right? Because for petal length, for this particular feature, all the values are belongs to 4 to 6, maximum 4 to 7, right? Yes or no? Yeah, maybe 3 to 7, whatever. Okay, but this 150 is huge value, no? This 120 is very huge value, no? For example, if you are taking mean value by understanding some descriptive values, by understanding the descriptive, by performing some descriptive statistics, and you will get, you can compute the mean value, median and all, right? You can compute mean, median, and standard deviation and all, right? Yes or no? You can compute these many values. If you are considering only mean, what suppose if the actually I mean, it could be a manual error. This 150.1 could be considered as manual error. For example, if the mean value for all this, let us consider. Can you calculate some? What? For example, let us take this is 1, 2, 3. That is 1, 2, 3. This 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 100. For example, this is for example, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 instances are there. How do you compute the mean value? How do you compute the mean value in general? By 5, right? So 105 divided by 5, your mean would be 21 here. Your mean value is 21, right? But this 100 is outlier. This is anomaly, right? So by mistake, instead of 1, it was typed, it's a typo error. So it was typed as 100. What is the exact, what would be your actual mean? If it is 1, what would be your actual mean? 5 by 5, you would get only 1, right? But now the mean value was changed into 21. The mean value is increased, right? Too much of what you will get too much of error here. So this kind of values, this kind of abnormal values are called as outlier. Hope you understood. Yes. Okay, fine. So that kind of anomalies can be detected using the visualization. I will explain, I will give you the example, visual representation, okay? And then you can take the decision making, I mean, by observing this graph itself, the HR can take some decision, right? Okay, I need to accommodate, or I need to allocate 2 more employees for this particular team one. This kind of decision can be derived based on your visual representation. That is what your the next important part. Right. And then a pattern recognition. You can understand the pattern. Sorry, you can understand the pattern. You can find some hypothesis testing. As of now, we just skip this part. This is a very what again we need to take 2 more sessions in order to explain this statistical approach and all. Okay, so uh, uh, I will give you a short intro about this why we need this kind of hypothesis testing and all. Okay, in the previous example, I know that during this particular period of time, song 2 was more popular. Yes, song 2. Yes, Aman. Z test, T test, Chi-Square test, F test. Yes, very good. So these kind of tests, we for each and every test will have their unique strength and weakness. You have to use the test for according to your given scenario. That is also another important point you should remember. Okay. And during this period, by seeing the graph itself as an audience, as an audience, I can get it. I can come to know that this song 2 is popular. This song 2 is popular. Yes. Do you know why this song 2 is popular on these period? Did you find any fact behind this? Are you able to find any fact behind this cause? This is the effect, no? Yes, Akshay. Remind songs or low. No. That kind of insight we can do. We need a fact, right? I'm just asking about the fact. Fact is the truth. Did you know? Are you able to get any kind of fact? No, right? So why we need this kind of hypothesis testing is we know that this is what my effect during this period song 2 was popular. But if you want to, as an analysis, if you want to analyze why this song was popular, for that purpose, we need to perform some hypothesis testing. Yes, you cannot understand the real reason. Null hypothesis, a lot of hypotheses are there. Okay, as it reaches many people. Yes, if you consider this kind of fact as your one of the hypothesis, you have to prove no. You have to prove no whether if you consider this fact one is the reason for this popularity. Reason for this popularity. We need a proof, right? We need to prove this. For that purpose, we can use the hypothesis testing. Okay, I hope you because that is a different topic. That is statistical analysis. I'm not going to deep in that part. Okay, and then you can perform the exploratory data analysis. And after doing some exploratory data analysis, you can able to tell a story. That is very important part. Storytelling. Storytelling can be. I mean. By creating charts, by creating a chart, by performing the exploratory data analysis, explanatory data analysis, you will get a lot of graphs. Okay, and if you are able to come up with, if you are able to come up with all set of graph in a single frame, single slide. That is going to be called as dashboard. Okay, as well as you can create a dashboard with a storyboard as a storyboard. Final result would be storyboard. Okay, so I will give you the notion here. I will give you the flow of data visualization. The very first thing is you should EDA. EDA is what? Exploratory data analysis, right? Yeah, I will explain, Aditya. One second. Okay. During the demo session, I will explain what is dashboard and storyboard and all. Okay. So during the EDA process, during the exploratory data analysis process, by understanding the variable or features, by understanding the features, you will you can create a lot of graphs or visual representation. Yes or no? If you have 10 features, F1 to F10, if you have 10 features, F1 to F10, and if I give 10 questions or 10 queries, 10 queries, okay, 10 queries, then for each and every query, you can able to create one visual representation. Yes or no? This is visual 1, visual 2, visual 3, till visual 10. Yes or no? This kind of part is called as exploratory data analysis. Exploratory data analysis. Okay. After that, you can perform the explanatory data analysis. For that also, I will give you one example. Don't worry, but just understand the flow. If you have some raw data, you will import the data into the Tableau or some other tools. You can see for data visualization, Tableau is not. I mean, you can use Tableau as well as a lot of Python packages are available in order to get some what visual representation. Okay. So after doing this EDA, the next step is you can create a dashboard. Dashboard is nothing but you can pick visual 1 here, and visual 3, and visual 4. Okay. You can pick visual 1, 3, 4 in order to create one dashboard. Okay. I mean, everything is with respect to your query and with respect to your objective and audience. Okay. So to whom you are going to present this kind of visual. For that purpose, maybe audience one, you can you need visual 1, visual 3, visual 4. This is what dashboard. This is what dashboard. After that, you can create another dashboard for audience 2, like visual 2, 3, and 10. Yes, you can combine all together in a single frame and you can represent this kind of visual representation dashboard to your audience. So after creating the dashboard, you can create a PPT like a storyboard. I will show you how to create these and all. Okay, I will give you some basic introduction about this dashboard and the storyboard. But our agenda is how to do a visual, how to make visuals using a Tableau. That's what our today's discussion. But I will give you some insights towards this, how to create a dashboard and how to create simple dashboard and how to create a storyboard. Okay, okay. Do you have any doubts so far? Yes, thank you. So, okay. Now, just this is also what just answer me. Are you able to get any information from this data set? In this data set, I have X1, feature 1, feature 2, feature 3, feature 4. You can perform some statistical approach here. Descriptive statistical. You can perform some mean value. You can find some mean value or median, standard deviation or variation and all, right? Okay, you can perform. But in some situation, actually for this scenario, mean value for x1, y1, all x1, x2, all such categories are same. For all categories are same. Similarly, for standard deviation is also same. There is a possibility, right? In real time, you could face this kind of scenario. In that situation, implementing or identifying the performing the statistical approach is not sufficient to get the information about this kind of raw data. Yes or no? So that's why we need a visualization as a discovery tool. Okay, that's why we need a visualization part. So here I have plotted x1, y1, the same values, x1, y1. Okay, x1, y1 values have been plotted, and x2, y2 values have been plotted as a separate. This is a plot 1, this is plot 2, 3, and 4. Okay, okay. Just observe the graph. Just observe the graph. Are you able to get any information from this graph? First graph, figure 1. Yeah, it's a scattered plot. Very good. The points are scattered. Points are scattered. Very good. Very good. Now, yeah, very good. A linear growth with x and y. Linear growth. Okay, I'll explain what is the linear. It's a linear regression model. Very good, Aman. So, if you see here, this is what my x points, right? If this is what your y values. Okay, I can simply state that it is a positive correlation. Can I state that positively correlated? Positive correlation? Yes. If x values are increased, if x values are increased, y values are also, yeah, towards positive. It's a positive correlation, right? If x values are increased, then y values are also increased. You can get this kind of information, right? This is very, very important. No, what if instead of x1, if I put sales count here, and instead of y1, if I put profit. By seeing the graph itself, I can state that if sales increases, profit increases. Obviously, profit has been increased, right? So that kind of information I can get it, no? And similarly, for x2 and y2, it is a curvature pattern. Yes or no? This is also linearly separable. This is also linearly separable. You can fit the linear regression line over here, but it is a curvature in nature. That kind of information inside you can get it here. And what about this third figure, x3, y3? By seeing the picture itself, can you which point? Which information you are getting from this figure 3? Which portion is notable here? Very good, Tanish. Very good. Very good. See, you can see one. Odd man out, right? Yeah. Yes, Radha. It is a linear. It is a linearly separation. The strong linear pattern. You will get a very minimal error because most of the points are nearby your linear line. Yes or no? Yes, and I could see one outlier here. I could see one outlier here. This is what I insisted in the previous slides. You can able to spot the anomalies. Okay, and the next important point is about the fourth figure is also, you can also see the outlier here. That is the similar. This is also similarly strong linear structure. Okay, strong linear pattern. This is also strong linear pattern with an outlier for x4, y4. Yes, compared to this raw data, this will give you a lot of information, right? Yes or no? So that's why we need a visualization as a discovery tool. That's why we call it as visualization as a discovery tool. So next important topic is about visualization design objective. So what are the objective as a designer you should know, right? So that is what the next topic, like strive for form and functions, like strive style over substance. This is what the first point. So I can explain this point with one example. For example, if you want to build your house, if you want to decorate your room, what is your first step? What is your first step? you should have a home, right? You should have a house, right? So first you have to build your house, and then only you can decorate it. So for whom I'm creating this function, that is very important. You should aware of that point. For to whom, that is the audience, whether my audience is top COO of the company, or the stakeholder of the company, or the end user or customer of the company, I don't know, right? So based on that only you can able to create a visual representation. That is what your first one. So function here is nothing but it defines the objective part. Okay, so the objective differs with respect to your audience. That is what your first point. And then justifying the selection of everything we do. So if you have created one visual representation, suppose in your data set, if you have feature 1 to feature 10, feature 1 to feature 10, and based on this column and based on the given rows and columns, you will create one visual representation. Yes or no? Yes, you will create one visual representation. So apart from this data, apart from this raw data, if you're adding, if if it is necessary to add something extra to your visual representation, for that extra point also you should have a justification. You should tell them, that for this purpose only I have added this extra point in my visual representation. For if they ask, you should have a justification. That is their second objective. And third one is creating accessibility through intuitive design. This is very important. I will give you one example. What is intuitive design here? Um, actually, this is like what? It's a gaming. So here you have two teams like Slovakia and Paraguay, and like consider this is a football match, okay? Italy and New Zealand, okay? So in a football match, what are the actions you can perform here? What are the actions you can perform? Like a pass and goal. Likewise, we will have a lot of information, a lot of actions we can perform. No, here, yes or no? So if you consider this red colors are goal, red colors are goal or pass. If it is a goal, okay, and this blue colors are nothing but a pass, which represents pass. Okay, by seeing this graph, are you able to tell which team won the game? For the second scenario, for the second, this is first team, and what for, for this category, Paraguay is a winning team. Yes or no? Why? Why? By observing the visual representation itself, I can understand that Paraguay. 2:0. Yes, Shantanu. This is 2:0, right? And here it is 1:1. That is match drawn, right? So this kind of intuitive design, by seeing the visual itself, it's like it will give you the feel like it will give you the feel live match watching, right? This visual representation gives a live feel. Yes or no? Because during this, after this pass, Paraguay got one goal. After this pass, again, sorry, after this time, one or two, sorry, where it is, 1, 2, 3, 4. Within four pass, again they hit the goal. Yes or no? This kind of live informations you can you can present this kind of live informations also. For that purpose, you should have a lot of experience, and you should understand the domain, and you should understand the objective of the end user. Okay. Yeah, if it is if you want to include this bus, then you have to include one more additional representation here. Okay, so this kind of intuitive design is very important. And then the most important objective is never deceive the receiver. Okay, never deceive the receiver. Receiver in the sense audience, right? The end user. So never deceive the receiver. So avoid any significant distortion of the truth. That is the meaning of never deceive the receiver. I will explain this with one example. See, by seeing the image itself, I can see in order to represent the value, in order to represent the value one, in order to represent the value one, they have used this much of bar. This, I mean, the bar length is this much, right? But in order to represent the bar number four, number four, number four, the bar length is this much only. And for QPR, in order to represent three, they have used this kind of bar, right? So what they have, what they are trying to do here is based on the label given, that is drawn or Aston Villa or QPR, based on the label given, they are trying to create the bar. But this is not a good visual, right? Based on the value only, this quantity should impact the bar size, bar length. Yes or no? Yes, this quantity, the quantification, I mean, we should use this quantity for in order to represent this kind of bar graph instead of label size. Yes or no? So this is irrelevant representation. So you're deceiving the receiver. Yes, you are deceiving the receiver. And similarly, by observing this visual representation, by observing visual representation, this green color is for 10 percentage. They have represented like this only. Okay, 10.3. And this small portion is for 3.3, and this portion is for 53.5, and this portion is for 33.03. Can you tell me whether this visual is correct or not? This is not a correct visual, right? This is not a correct visual according to the number, because actually they are trying to focus the medical plus children's health insurance. But instead of that, what they are trying to do here is, I mean, if I want to focus this medical plus children's health insurance, I should not use this kind of pie chart. Yes or no? Okay. So I mean, this 33, I mean, this portion is what? More than 50%. This is more than 50%. Yes. But the actual proportion is for only 33.01. You are deceiving the receiver. Okay. Don't provide any irrelevant informations to the end user. This is also one of the design objective. Yes or no? So these are the 4 points you should remember while designing your objective part. And the next point is exploratory analysis and explanatory analysis. So exploratory is the difference between exploratory and explanatory is, you should from the raw data you should explore the data, and you can, based on that, you can understand the data. That is the first point. And you can able to find the trend and relationship with respect to specific goal. And what about this explanatory? Explain the outcome or result of your analysis and tell a story with the data. I will give you the one example here. This is like a survey result. Okay, survey result of car manufacturer for a specific car company have conducted one survey. In that survey, which part? I mean, based on the what steering wheel or vehicle, whether the vehicle, vibrates excessively, or abnormal kicks, or fuel consumption, or hands-free phone, abnormal noise, engine related feedbacks or engine related queries have been posted here. So many queries have been posted here. Based on the queries, the end user or customer have provided their feedback. That is, this orange color is nothing but very satisfied, and this gray color represents, less than very satisfied, and this gray color is very satisfied. Okay. So By observing the given raw data, by observing the given survey analysis, I can come to know that this kind of informations. Okay. So these many survey questions or queries have been posted, and for each and every queries, they have answered like this. This is what the first query, or for the first concern, a steering wheel vibrates excessively while driving. So this is very satisfied, less than very satisfied. That is 73% of the customers quoted this particular one. Okay. So this kind of information I can get it. This is called as exploratory. This is exploratory analysis. If I'm a CEO or a manager, okay, if I ask you to, or for example, I'll give you, okay, another example here. Suppose if a manager asks you to issue, if a manager asks you to list or highlight top two issues with the highest percentage of non-complete satisfaction of or both steering wheel related. Okay. Okay. So if this is your objective, if this is your objective, then what you should do? This one is I know, right? This one I know. This one I already created using the exploratory analysis. So if you want to highlight these information alone, what you can do, you can you can highlight these first steering wheel factors or queries alone, and rest of the queries will be managed here. You can diminish this part. Yes or no? This is how you can represent. This is how you can represent this kind of objective. Yes or no? This explanation or this visual representation is with respect to this query. This is called as explanatory analysis. If you are able to, if you are trying to solve a query, or if you are trying to provide some answer to the end user, then that kind of graph is called as explanatory analysis. That is belongs to explanatory analysis. But understanding the data, if you are trying to understand the data, if you are want to familiarize with your data, that graph, that kind of category or graph visual representation is called as exploratory analysis. Hope you understood. Yes or no? Are you able to understand the difference between exploratory and explanatory analysis? Yes? Yes, thank you. So the next topic is about, this is the last one, and then we will move on to the visual, Tableau. And the next one is visual context, visualization context, which involves three important parameters. One is who, what, that is who, what, and how. That is to whom you are communicating. That is narrow down your audience. That is very, very important. Don't don't represent your ideas, or don't use any visual representation for a bigger circle. Okay. Don't create any visual representation for a bigger circle. Just narrow down your audience, and then you can present your visual representation. Okay. And then what do you want your audience to know or to know? Okay. So in the previous graph itself, if my audiences belongs to this what like maybe the car manufacturer company might have these many what partitions or sectors, like sector 1. Okay, this is related with steering wheel. And for example, these 3 points are related with engine related queries. So for each and every query, based on the query, you have to showcase your visual insights or visual representation, right? So these two queries needed only by this steering wheel sector people only. And these three queries are expected by, or you need to disseminate these three queries only for engine related people. Okay. So for in that situation, what you have to do, you have to highlight these 2 points for engine related, steering related people, and the rest of the queries have been diminished here. Okay. So this is a kind of visual representation. That is what do you want your audience to know? If my audience is sector 1, if my audience is sector 1, I need to highlight only the first 2 points. Yes. If my audience are belongs to sector 3, that is engine related people. Then I need to highlight last three points. For example, okay, last 3 points. This awareness, this kind of information you should know very well in advance. That is what narrow down your audience. Then you can see for this audience, your visual representation is different, and for this audience, your visual representation is different. No, yes or no? So that is the very important things which belongs to what part. Okay, and what about this? How can you use data to help make your point? That is what kind of visual representation is expected. Like whether for this kind of scenario, whether I can use a vertical bar chart, or whether I should use a what horizontal bar chart, or stacked bar chart, or line chart, or scattered line. I mean scattered point, scatter plot or not, or box plot, or while a lot of visual representations are there. So which one would be the best one, or which one would be suitable for this kind of objective? That is very important. These are the three important contexts you should aware. Okay. So this is like who is your audience, how they are going to perceive, right? And suppose this is the last use case and scenario. If you are the advertising media, I mean you're the advertising media analyst, okay, who is made responsible for providing recommendation on media spend of product. Okay, so you're an advertising media analyst. You're an advertising media analyst. Your objective is you're going to recommend you just spend more fund on this media, or for this advertising field, whether social media or TV or newspaper. It, it could be anything, right? So on which platform you have to spend more amount, or you have to spend more money. That kind of informations you want to provide. This is what your what case study. Okay, if you are an advertising media analyst, you are the responsible person to provide this kind of recommendation. Okay, you can spend more amount on TV. So now tell me, who, what, and how. To whom you are going to present this information? To whom you are going to present this information? Yeah, you are getting, you have answers here, but just try. Marketing team, okay? Yes. The main thing is no, not client, not client. Who's the responsible? You have to, your audience should be who is having the rights, or who is having the rights to allocate fund. Here in this scenario, your audience should have the rights to allocate the fund. Yes or no? You can fix any other name. That is not a matter here. Okay, it differs from one company to another company. But the main thing is the people who are having the rights to allocate funding. That is what your audience. Those who are comes under the audience in this scenario. Yes or no, Gautam? Yes. So the marketing team that allocates funding for media advertisement for a particular product. So this is what your who part. And for the same scenario, what the current advertising campaign went well on. This is what you are trying to communicate, right? This is what you are trying to communicate. Meaning which, because my recommendation is, I'm recommending that you just provide more fund, just spend more fund on TV advertisement. So how do you recommend this kind of decision? For that, you will have some you should have some proof, right? You should have some trend analysis. You should have some informations in your hand, right? So the current advertising campaign went well on TV, but find very limited success in print media. So this kind of insight, this kind of information, you have to get it during the exploratory data analysis. That graph should be represented here. What and how illustrate? This is what after identifying what I'm trying to say. what you can do, you can convert these lines into a graphical representation. That is what illustrates the success with the data available through analysis of spends and product revenues. How much amounts they have how much fund they have spent and how much revenues they have received. That kind of visual representation will help you to recommend the TV advertisement. Yes or no? Okay, shall we move on to the? I hope we have only 10 more minutes. Um, I hope you all understood about the importance of data visualization, the role of visual representation, and all right. So I will give you the introduction about Tableau. Just a minute. Yes, Chaudhary. I will explain. I'll give you. We have only 10 minutes, but I will try to cover some aspects. Okay, are you able to see my screen?
Yes, ma'am, your screen is.
Yes. Thank you. So, Tableau is public. It's an open source software. Okay, you can download it. Download your trial version, desktop version from the net. Okay, you can download it. Uh, and the thing is, if you're a college student, and you can get 1 year license, 1 year license from Tableau. Okay, yes, for 1 year. Yes, Sakshan. You can able to get 1 year student license. For that purpose, you have to upload your while registration. I mean, it might ask some registration details, ID card. No, no, this is only for 1 year. Student license is for only 1 year. Okay. Yeah, it needs only college ID. I hope. Yes, Sakshan. You can get it for 1 year license. Okay, free. So you can also download it. Otherwise, you can download for online version. Sorry, you can use some desktop version. This is that is 14 days trial version. Okay, it's your wish. You can download it, and otherwise you can use it on net also. And online version is also available. That is also applicable. Okay, so I have my Tableau version here. After opening this, the very first thing is you have some data set, right? You should have some data set. You should upload the raw data into your Tableau. Yes or no? So how do you upload the data set into your Tableau? Just open your Tableau and then you can upload the yes. I will tell you. I will tell you. You can actual data set. Yeah. I have a sample data set called Global Superstore Audit 2016. 2016 is a sample data set. It's a sample data set. Okay. I'm just trying to upload. This data set is available in my system, that is in downloads. Okay, I'm trying to upload this into a Tableau. The very first step is you can upload these many files. Like you can upload the Microsoft Excel text file, JSON file, Microsoft Access PDF file. Okay, you can upload these many files into a Tableau and you can start working on it. And as well as you can connect your data from server as well as okay, you can connect it from Google Drive. You can get it from some web data connector. I mean, actually, here most of the conditions or most of the applications are sorry, options have been hidden here. Okay, but if I want to upload a Microsoft Excel, just go and upload a Microsoft Excel. Just click over here in the leftmost corner. You can get the tab like to a file. Yes or no? Are you able to see the which file? Okay. Uh, just 1 second. I'll share. Oh, and link. I'm trying to attach here. I think I'm unable to attach. You can get this file on net also, right? In Google, you can get it. Global Store 2016. Don't worry, it's a publicly available data set only. Don't worry, okay? So just upload. Just click the Microsoft Excel. Click the Microsoft Excel. I have Global Superstore Orders 2016. Just open it. Okay, it will take some time. Um, Global data. So you can get the data set from here. Put the link. You can get it from here. Okay. Okay. You can get the global data superstore data set from this link. Yes. And then after uploading your data in the left hand side, see actually I will open the data set here. This is in the Excel sheet. I have two sheets. In the Excel, I have two sheets. Okay, that is orders, people, right? So region wise, supervisor name was displayed over here. That is available in your second sheet called people, and in the first sheet you have these many columns like row ID, order date, ship mode, customer ID, customer name, segment, postal code, city, okay, and then state, country, region, market, and then product ID, some category, subcategory, product details, sales, revenue, quantity, discount, profit, shipping. Okay, so these many informations are available in your order. And then I have another sheet also. If you want to work or if you want to explore the data about orders alone, what you can do here is you can just click the order here, double click the order. Automatically, your data have been loaded here. Oh, sorry. Okay. Okay. So here the data sets have been loaded. Okay. After that, what you can do here is, I'll, sorry. The first part is you can add sheets here. More number of sheets you can do it because if I ask you to do 10 queries, you can able to create a 10 visual representation. Yes or no? Yes. So for each and every query, you can maintain a separate sheet over here. So this is the first sheet I can enter here. That is, I can enter here. After clicking the sheet one, you can rename it. You can rename it like What? For example, if you want to check the uh, region or I'll just a second. I'll give you the. So after clicking this sheet, you will get this kind of information, this kind of board representation, right? So in this in the left hand side, you will get a tables like how many fees, how many features are available. That is category, city, country, customer ID, customer name, market, and all, right? And then these are the created or measured informations, right? These are the measured informations like a discount, profit, and quantity, sales, shipping cost, and all, right? And see, are you able to see here latitude and longitude? Are you able to see this latitude and longitude here? Yes. This actually in the data set, if you see the data set, you couldn't see this latitude and longitude field in the data set. You are unable to see here. This is generated field. Okay. These fields are generated field. Okay. So these fields are called as generated field. By clicking the sheet 1 itself, are you able to see here this latitude? Okay, this you can get the pop-up message, right? A generated field with latitude value used with geographic dimension in the map view. That is, in your data set, if you have some geographical representation, that will be converted and by automatically in Tableau it will convert it into a latitude and longitude representation. And this latitude and longitudes are generated field as well as this order count, that is the count of value, that is you can count this how many number of orders have been placed, and that is automatically counted and that is automatically calculated here. This is called as auto generated field, and this is measure value is also auto generated field, and this discount is already available in your data set. Okay, are you able to see the difference here? This and all already available in your data set, but this is a generated field, auto generated field by Tableau. This is also auto generated Tableau by field by Tableau. Okay, and now if I want to you have two informations here. The first part is called as the first part is called as dimensions of the data set. These are the measurement of my data set. Yes, so if I want to if I want to understand the difference between, or if I want to like 1 second, I can just put the measure name in the row, measure name in the row. Okay, that is no measure values are there, and I can suppose if I put columns in the category. Yes, you will get otherwise. Okay, let me explain this part subcategory part here. Okay, quantity. Let me add the quantity here. Okay, so I have these many features, right? These many features. I have quantity in my data set as well as category in my data set. So for each and every category, how much quantity, how much product have been ordered, that can be visualized by drag and drop these feature values in the row and column pane. Yes. Yes, I can select the graph from right hand side as well, Amin. 1 second, like 1 second. See, this kind of representation can be, I mean, you can represent this kind of information using a bar chart, right? So that is what bar chart. This is a horizontal bar chart. You can represent like this also. Okay. You can also represent this kind of area tree map chart as well. Yes, you can use the stacked bar chart. This is a stacked bar chart. as a beginner, we should know, you should know how to, in which place I need to place the features. That and all you should know. You should aware, right? Okay, you can directly click over here. You have a options here. Lot of options are there. You can give the pie chart over here. By overing the mouse here, you will get the values, right? The categories, technology, and quantities, 35,176 and all, right? So, so this is how these are the a lot of visual representation, visual graphs you will get. You can get it from this right hand side part. Okay. Yes. But by clicking this, you won't get this kind of, you can directly get the visual representation, but as a beginner, you should know how to get this part. Okay, that is what my interest. Okay. Yes, you can do it. Yes, you can do it. So, what we did, this is bar chart, right? So, how do you convert? How do you convert this horizontal into vertical part? Do you have any idea? What right side, Aman? Mm. I can swap the field here, column and rows. By swapping the field, okay, we should be here, and should be here. By swapping the field, you can get the vertical bar chart. Then I have a common color, right? All blue colors. All categories are in blue colors. If I want to add multiple colors in order to represent or in order to differentiate the color coding, colors for each and every category, how do I do this? So, the very first step is in order to get this kind of bar chart for category and order. Yes, for category and order, what I can do, I can add the category for vertical bar chart. You can add the category in the column, and then you can add the quantity into the rows. Okay. If you see here, by drag and dropping this quantity, it will be by default it will be sum of quantity. By default it will be sum of quantity. You can also get a lot of dimensions here, measures here. Okay, see, by seeing the measure here, this is a sum value. You can also get the average, median, count, distinct, or minimum, maximum, percentile. A lot of descriptive, statistical descriptive metrics are there, right? You can also take which one do you want to, you can also pick any one of these parameters with respect to your objective. Yes, if I want to select minimum value, I can select. For furniture, the minimum is 1. Yes, I can get it. The minimum only 1. For each and every category, the minimum quantity is 1. If I want to know the maximum quantity, the maximum quantity, the maximum quantity for each and every category, it is 14. Okay, every visual, if you want to develop this kind of visual, each and every visual is with respect to your objective only. That is very, very important thing. Hope you understood. Okay. So these kind of features are available in your Tableau. Okay. And for example, again, I can change my measure as sum. This is total sum. Okay. Then how do you change the color of this bar chart? How do you change the color of this bar chart? By placing the color for category, right? I can select the category here and I can put it over here. That is in the color part. You will get a multiple color over here. Hope you understood. Yes, yes. And similarly, you can give the color category to the labels. you will get the label here: furniture, office supplies, technologies. Instead of, I mean, if you want, you can do like this. Okay, I'm just taking this one example to explain all everything. Okay, if you want to check, if you want to put a category into a detail, that is what represented already. Okay, and you can also give a tooltip for this. Okay, there are a lot of marks are available. You can use the filter code. Filter is there. You can use the pages. Okay, if possible, we will have what exhaustive hands-on practical session in future. Okay, as of now, this is. I hope you understood about the importance of visual representation and the insight about motivation towards data visualization, and then some introduction about what this Tableau. Okay, so Tableau is very easy tool. Okay, Tableau is a very easy tool, but the thing is, you should explore. A lot of videos are available, a lot of blogs are available. You can also enroll the Guvi's courses, right? So by seeing the course, by seeing the video itself, you can understand you can come to know that how to use the Tableau and all. Okay, we have a Tableau preparation tool as well. In machine learning, we as a first step, we should do some data pre-processing, right? Data pre-processing, right? In machine learning algorithm, we should clean the data, we should do some data pre-processing for the from the raw data, right? So that could be implemented by your data preparation, that is data prep tool. Okay, Tableau prep tool, that is also applicable in Tableau. Okay, um, okay, suppose if I want to add latitude and longitude here. Okay, latitude and longitude, you will get this information. Actually, it should be just a second. Okay, you will get some maps, right? By substituting the latitude and longitude, you will get this kind of map representation. Suppose if you want to specify the region, if you want to specify the region, add all members, add all members.